Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. And wow, StreamYard just keeps getting worse and worse, man. I've become quite disillusioned with StreamYard, and they just keep getting worse. It's amazing. Uh, I'm on the free version of StreamYard because it doesn't make sense for me to pay for StreamYard. My channel's just not big enough. I don't get as many. I don't get that many viewers. So it really wouldn't be logical for me to be paying for StreamYard. Well, having said that, the free version has its downsides. Like, for example, I'm in SD. It won't allow me to broadcast in HD. And there's a lot of little features that you can't do on the free version that you can do on the paid version. But you always were able to play your video clips. Like, you could still play your video clips. Like the last time I streamed a couple of weeks ago, I could play my video clips. It will not let me play my video clips anymore. It now says that they're still there. They're uploaded to the profile, but it says to play my video clips, I have to get the paid version, which is ridiculously expensive. It's entirely too expensive. So I was, you'll notice there's a little gap there, a gap of time before I popped on. It's because I didn't know this. Because last time I did this, you could still play your video clips. And I was trying to play my video clip. And it wouldn't let me, my little intro video. Wow, they have, StreamYard just sucks now, man. There was a replacement that I was looking at. But even that was, it was cheaper, more manageable. But even that, like, I still don't think it's worth it with the size of my channel. Like, my channel isn't big enough to justify the cost. I was thinking, well, maybe if I went in halves with somebody else, that would make more sense. But I don't know. Disappointing to say the least. But here we are. This is what we're looking at. Unfortunately, I can't play my intros on StreamYard anymore. So down with StreamYard. I was looking at that. What was it? Evlux or something, or Evmux. I tested that out. Again, I got to pay for it. But it's cheaper than StreamYard. So maybe I'll go back to that. But welcome to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. It is Thursday night. I sent my invite out. A few people were invited. We'll see if anybody shows up. It doesn't look like anybody's streaming tonight. I don't like to go live if somebody else is live, but it looked like I checked and Perp is not live right now, and it didn't look like Max was live right now. So who knows? Maybe someone will pop in and join us. The link is out there. And there's a few things worth talking about. Let's see. We got a few people in the pew viewers. James Borland's here. Hello. I just watched Hop. It's okay. Hop. That was the Easter Bunny movie, right? I remember that was a controversial film when it came out. If I remember, Christian fundamentalists got very, very upset because they said something like, there have been Easter bunnies for millions of years, and they were saying, wait a minute, Easter is celebrating the resurrection of Christ, and if Christ came to earth 2,000 years ago, then how could Easter bunnies predate Christ? If I remember, that was the controversy. But yeah, I remember that being a pretty controversial film at the time. I never saw it. It honestly didn't look very good to me, but there you go. Currently watching The Master of Disguise. I've never seen The Master of Disguise. CJH is here. Welcome, CJH. Good to see you. And it's apparently quite hot in Canada right now. And of course, Charlotte is here. Good to see you, Charlotte. Well, give a couple minutes, see if anybody wants to join us. Like I said, the link is out there. People have the link. People could come on in if they want to. But a couple things I wanted to talk about tonight. Look, we could all talk about Superman. I mean, Superman is just incredible. Everybody's loving it except the people who don't, and I do believe they are the extreme minority. If you look at the audience reactions, it's a crowd pleaser. It's a crowd pleaser. So people are loving Superman. We got Supergirl on the way. We got our first poster for Supergirl yesterday. We have news on a new Judge Dredd movie to talk about, and Star Trek's back. I just finished watching the 2-episode season premiere of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. So a lot to talk about. Let's start with Judge Dredd. Word just came out today, and I got to tell you, this is I think this is the best news of the day. But word just came out today that Taika Waititi, one of my favorite filmmakers, is going to make a Judge Dredd movie. Judge Dredd, directed by Taika Waititi, with a script by Drew Pearce, who wrote the screenplay for The Fall Guy and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Both excellent movies. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation being the best of the Mission Impossible movies, I think, by a wide margin. And The Fall Guy, just a terrific movie. Oddly enough, both movies, Fall Guy and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, based on old television shows. So I don't know what else Drew Pearce. I haven't looked up Drew Pearce's resume, but so I'm not sure what else he's done. But he has a talent for writing big screen movies based on TV shows. That's for certain, because both Mission Impossible Rogue Nation and The Fall Guy were great. I like Judge Dredd. I'm a big fan of the Judge Dredd movies. I'll be honest, I never read a Judge Dredd comic. That's not true. I read the one where he crossed over with Batman, but I wasn't a big Judge Dredd comic guy back in the day. That was mostly a UK comic, which isn't to say that you couldn't get it here in the US. You could, but I was always a little more Marvel, DC, and I would get into some of the third party things like Dark Horse or Image for some things, not everything, but like I read Mage. Mage the Hero Discovered and Mage the Hero Defined. Never read the third part. Did they ever put out? I don't even know. Did they ever put out Mage the Hero Denied? I know that was supposed to be the third part. I don't know if it ever came out. But I read the first 2 parts back in the day. I used to read Madman. So there were some things that came out from the other companies that I would read. It wasn't just Marvel and DC, but that was the bulk of what I read was Marvel and DC. And I never really read Judge Dredd. But I loved the Sylvester Stallone movie. I know a lot of people hated that film. I guess it's because I went in without baggage. Sometimes, you write the story in your head and you're like, it's got to be like this. And I think maybe a lot of the fans of the comics had it in their head that it had to be a certain way. And I just went in and took what I was given because I didn't really know the comics that well. And I thought it was a lot of fun. And then there was the Carl Urban film, which was also really, really good. Better than the Stallone movie, definitely. But I think they're both solid. So, yeah, you tell me we're going to get a new Judge Dredd. We got 2 Judge Dredd movies already. I like them both. Own them both on Blu-ray. And this one is going to be directed by Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi is one of those guys who almost never misses. There's one Taika Waititi movie I saw that I hated, and that was Next Goal Wins. Next Goal Wins was not good. But other than Next Goal Wins, I really like Taika Waititi. So, wow. You're telling me we're getting a director I love and a screenwriter who has had a couple of great movies under his belt. Bring it on. Bring it on. I am very ready for the Taika Waititi Judge Dredd movie. CJH says, rebooting Dredd again? Yes, they are. They are rebooting Dredd. James says, not sure if the new Judge Dredd film will topple the Carl Urban film, but who knows? I don't think it has to. Well, first of all, from a box office standpoint, it wouldn't be hard. The Carl Urban film was a flop. Good movie, but it was not a hit. Neither was the Stallone film. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I think for Judge Dredd, it's maybe too niche of a character. I don't think the mainstream knows Judge Dredd that well. So I think, if you can keep the budget down, if you can do it on a low budget, you can maybe make something of it. But I don't think they got a blockbuster coming on that one. Lil Everett is here. Lil Everett says, Yodelahihu. Good to see you, Lil Everett. CJH found a fan. All right. And yeah, absolutely. It's more popular in the UK. So there you go. Hang on. I'm just going to check and see if anyone has responded. I always find it funny that, like, Perp goes live and his panel shows up almost instantaneously, including me. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'm here. And RJ shows up, oh, I'm here. And I go live. That never seems to be the case. Everybody just kind of, it's like, where is everybody? I don't know. It's the curse of the Crazy Joe stream, I always say. But there you have it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is everyone excited about a new Judge Dredd? This is, I think, the best news I've heard all day. I'm very excited. I mean, like Judge Dredd. You tell me a new Judge Dredd, I'd be happy to hear that. But when you tell me Taika Waititi, that's what really sells it to me, because I do love Taika Waititi. And Taika Waititi, not just a great film director, he's made a lot of great television too, like the show Our Flag Means Death. And he was behind both the movie and the TV spinoff of What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows was just a wonderful show. And then it only survived one season on Apple TV Plus, but he did a great TV series based on Time Bandits. If you haven't seen Time Bandits, it's the Waititi's Time Bandits is fantastic. You can watch that. The whole season is on Apple TV Plus. Now, speaking of Taika Waititi's TV shows, Our Flag Means Death starred an actor named, I'm going to pronounce it right, Rhys Darby. I believe that's the name, Rhys Darby. Well, today, the first 2 episodes of Season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds finally hit Paramount Plus. It's been quite a wait. We've been waiting for Season 3 for 2 years, because the finale aired almost 2 years ago, August of 2023. Problem was the writer's strike. There was the writer's strike, there was the actor's strike, and it put Season 3 off for 2 whole years. So we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Star Trek Strange New Worlds to come back, and today it finally did, with a 2-episode premiere. First, we got the second part of the Gorn storyline. There was a cliffhanger ending to Season 1, and we got the second part. Very good. Very good second part of the Gorn story. But here's what's more interesting, and you know what? We are going to talk spoilers. I'm not going to get into heavy spoilers, but we're going to get into I'm going to name a character. I'm going to name a character that was featured on the show, okay? And it's not, if you consider that a spoiler, then you've been warned, because I'm telling you now. But I'm not going to get into, all the intricacies of the plot. Just going to tell you who the character is. So, minor spoiler, but you've been warned. I've told you. So if you don't want to hear about it, you've been warned. Now's your chance to get out. But we were told quite a while ago that this Rhys Darby, however you say his name, the guy who starred on Taika Waititi's Our Flag Means Death, he was guest starring on Star Trek Strange New Worlds this season as a legacy character, they said. They said he was playing a legacy character from the original series, but they didn't say what legacy character. And it's kind of been one of those things where people have been trying to figure out, well, which legacy character is he playing? Some fans speculated that he was going to be General Trelane, the Squire of Gothas. If If you remember the original series episode, Squire of Gothas, General Trelane was an omnipotent entity that had seemingly magical powers and messed with the crew. And he was played by William Campbell. And the punchline was that Trelane was a child, and his parents at the end came and were like, "You got to leave these humans alone," and they took him away, and he was a kid the whole time. Now, fans have speculated for like 30, 40 years since Next Generation premiered over whether Trelane is a member of the Q Continuum. That's always been the question. Is Trelane a Q? Was Trelane a Q? Is Trelane Q? We know Trelane was a child. Could he have been Q that we know as a child? These are the questions fans have been asking for years. Peter David, the late Peter David, God rest his soul, even wrote a great Star Trek book called Q Squared that kind of tied Trelane in with the Q Continuum, but it's a novel, so it is not canonical. Well, fans have speculated that Reyes Darby's was playing Q, or not Q, Trelane. And I'm here to tell you, again, spoiler, minor spoiler. If you don't want to know, here it comes. I'm going to say it. Yes, he was playing Trelane. So we got the return of General Trelane, the Squire of Gothas, on this episode of Strange New Worlds, and it was delightful. It does create some canonical inconsistencies because you have to ask yourself, well, then why doesn't Spock remember Trelane when they meet in the Squire of Gothas? They should have, because they met before. The canon isn't airtight, but it's one of those things where it's just like, just relax and enjoy it, because it's a great show. And it was a great episode. Really, really enjoyable. And while they don't answer the age-old question, was Trelane a Q? They do give you enough context that you can make a guess. So, I don't know. There you go. Strange New Worlds is back. And here's what's interesting. We've been waiting 2 years for Strange New Worlds to come back. It's finally back. And we have to ask the question, it's already canceled. That's the thing. It's back, but it's already canceled because Paramount Plus has announced that they've given the green light. They're shooting season 4 as we speak. Season 4 of Strange New Worlds is now shooting. And they've given the green light to a abbreviated season 5 and said, that's it. Season 5 is the final season. So even though we're just beginning season 3, we've already got the end in sight, which is disappointing. But it seems 5 is the new 7. Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager all ran 7 seasons. And it seems all the streaming era shows, Discovery, Lower Decks, and now Strange New Worlds, are capping out at 5. So it looks like 5 is the new 7. And 5 seasons is a good run for a streaming show, because not many streaming shows go past a season 4 or 5. That seems, Stranger Things is ending at 5, and I don't know, you could probably find a couple, but season 4 or season 5 seems to be where most streaming shows tap out. It seems to be a bit normal. We got Senior Nerd here in the chat. Good to see you, Senior Nerd. Welcome to the party. Let me know if you'd like to join the panel, Senior Nerd. And CJH. Either one of you wants to pop on. James Borland says, anyone seen the 2023 Cat in the Hat? Looking back at it is a hilarious movie. That movie, I didn't see it. But it looked awful. It really looked awful. And the Grinch movie was so horrible that after that Grinch movie, I did not have any faith in them to do another live action Dr. Seuss. The Grinch is still one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And from everything I've heard, The Cat in the Hat was worse. So I just kind of bailed on that. There is, by the way, a new Cat in the Hat movie coming. We got a trailer for a new Cat in the Hat movie. And I don't like it. It's an animated film from Warner Brothers, and the animation looks like wonky. I don't like the animation style. I don't think it looks good. I don't know. We just had, and you know, unlike the last time around where the live action Grinch movie was just horrendous, we just had that wonderful animated Grinch film from Illumination. Beautifully animated, very well told, terrific movie. And all I could think is Illumination knocked it out of the park with the Grinch. Why couldn't they do the Cat in the Hat? I would have been much more interested in an Illumination Cat in the Hat. That's kind of a companion piece too. And they also did Illumination do the Lorax? It's hard to remember because there's also a Horton Hears a Who movie. And they were done. I know they were done. I know Horton Hears a Who and the Lorax were done by different studios. They weren't done by the same studio. And I don't remember who did Horton. I think the Lorax was Illumination. So they did a good job there. But, well, there you go. So how's everybody doing? We only have 2 viewers, which begs the question, are notifications going out? When I go live, are people getting notifications? Because it seems weird that only like 3 people are showing up. I don't think notifications are going out. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's see. I'm going to check. There we go. Checking, making sure everybody has the link. So, see, and here's the problem. This is the problem when nobody joins the stream. It's just me alone. And it means it's going to be a short stream. It's going to be a short stream because we can't really have a discussion, you know? We can't discuss the news of the day. We can't talk about the pros, the cons, everything we like about it, because there's nobody to discuss with. You're just basically got me giving a soliloquy, which is unfortunate, but that's, you know, and I don't know. Why does nobody ever show up for my streams? It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest phenomenon. Because, you know, Perp goes live and suddenly everybody's there, and Perp has a smaller channel than me. That's the irony of it. Perp has less subs than me, and yet the people show. I don't know. All right, hang on a second. And I'll tell you, I'm a little aggravated with StreamYard because this is just total BS. That I can't even play the videos anymore. All right, Senior Nerd, I'm sending it to you. Boom, it's out there. Boom. All right. So what is everyone what's got everyone excited right now? What is we could talk about Supergirl. Supergirl. Yesterday James Gunn released this image. We already have a poster for Supergirl. And I love it. Oh hey, RJ's here. RJ, welcome to the party.
Hello.
Hey. It's the weirdest thing. Like every time Perp goes live, like his panel shows up immediately, and it doesn't happen when I go live. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's a weekday. It's a Thursday. Everyone's tired. I don't know. People are weird. I'm here though.
Well, welcome. Are you excited for the Supergirl? Like, what do you think of this image? I'm very excited for this image. I love this image.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's great to capitalize on the momentum. It's right came out right after Superman release, so it's good to like capitalize on that momentum a little bit. And yeah, I mean, it's you know very much looking forward to it. I think it's going to be possibly even a better movie than what Superman was. Possibly, I say possibly. I'm not sure if it'll be better than Superman, but it could.
Well, it'll definitely be different. And I like, something. I don't like this, but John Campea always calls Supergirl a derivative character. And I don't like that phrase because to me that's very reductive. I mean, basically, the character comes from the same place, Krypton, so therefore she has the same abilities. But your abilities and what you can do aren't all there is to you. So, like, yeah, if I make a movie about a guy from Philadelphia, does that make it derivative of Rocky because he's from Philadelphia? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like she's her own person, and this movie, I think, based on the personality we're seeing of the drunken party girl, they're drawing a real line in the sand and saying, "Hey, this ain't Superman." She has the same powers, but she is very different.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're very different characters. Very different characters. They're not what they experience. Their life experiences have shaped them into being two totally different people. So that's
Yeah.
part of it too.
Uh, Other thing I love about this is it's this image gave me total Shazam vibes. Like I'm wearing my Shazam T-shirt, but like I loved these Shazam posters that had him like blowing the bubbles of the bubble gum and drinking. It looks so similar, and I don't know. I love that image. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think it.
I saw some people complaining though that oh, it's just like the Shazam image. It's like,
See, I see that as a positive. If you're giving me Shazam vibes, Shazam is still my favorite DC movie of
but
all
also
time.
too,
So
it's like okay, it's like when people complain that it's like that one of the Superman posters is like the same pose as Brandon Routh. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, we're gonna complain about oh, I guess nobody can drink a slushy anymore. 'Cause it's the same thing.
oh, that reminds me. I wasn't gonna share this, but I probably should because it's too damn funny not to. Let me get this over to my computer because it's on my phone. I saw something on Facebook today, an ad on Facebook, and I just couldn't believe how lazy this was. So Facebook, somebody was selling commemorative Superman coins. Okay, you got to see these. It's just, I don't know who made these, but it's an embarrassment.
That bad.
I gotta stop sharing Supergirl. Did you know that the free version of StreamYard you can't play video clips anymore? They took away the ability to play video clips on the free version.
Really?
Yeah, it was there just like last week.
Jeez, man, they're getting so money grubby with StreamYard. It's ridiculous.
All right, so look at this. This was on Facebook. I see this ad. Super commemorative coin. Now, I can't really make this image bigger on my screen, but first of all, they got one of David Corenswet, Henry Cavill, Brandon Routh, and Christopher Reeve. But let's take a look. You may have to look closely because they can't make it big. But David Corenswet, first of all, they titled his movie Superman Legacy.
His face doesn't even look like him, first off. But also,
right,
like his shield crest is all wrong.
Wrong shield, yes, and they got the title of his movie wrong because it's not Superman Legacy anymore. So it's like they totally botched David Corenswet.
Well, I was gonna say,
everything's wrong.
I don't like to say this, but like the artwork looks very AI.
It probably is. It probably is. Okay, but then we get to Henry Cavill's probably the best one, actually. It's got, his name spelled right, his logo's right, it says Man of Steel. Okay. Then we get to Brandon Routh. Again, the title of the movie is wrong. Return of Superman. The Return of Superman. And they spelled Superman Supermman, 2 M's.
I think this is AI. It's got to be AI. That's like the kind of mistakes AI would make.
Yeah, I saw this. I'm like, this is an embarrassment, man. And people were like, you read the comments, people are like, I got to get these. These are amazing. I'm like, wow, really? Are you looking at them at all? There's so many mistakes. I'll give them the Henry Cavill one. That one looks okay. But that's it. I don't know. Superman commemorative coins. So I don't know. So how do you think the public is going to react to Supergirl? Because here's the thing: no matter how good it is, and I think it's going to be good, I don't think it's going to do as well as Superman, just based on the fact that Supergirl is not as popular a character as Superman. So I think,
actually, I think Supergirl is poised to do better.
Really, why's that?
Well, 2 reasons. First off, this Superman movie, I think, has convinced people to get attached and like buy into this universe, right? The word of mouth is really
Right.
strong. I think it's also going to help a lot with PVOD. It's going to get a lot of great views on streaming services as well. Second, I would say I think it has a potential to be like a Barbie-style marketing campaign with, I think, the help of Jason Momoa. I think Jason Momoa being in this movie actually is a big asset to just appealing to people.
I agree, but I also think I think it's inevitable that we're going to get the the negative part of the fan base that's like woke. It's a woman. You know, I've already seen it actually. When this image came out, I saw people on Facebook that were writing, "Who asked for this? We don't want another woke movie." Now, I don't think there's enough of those people out there. I mean, like you said, Barbie did fine. I don't think there's enough of those people that it would tank the film, but I don't know. I got my money. I'm there day one.
I think it just really depends on how they market the film. What does the marketing campaign look like? How does the movie look? What do the trailers look like? I mean, it's gonna feel like a very different kind of movie. Just naturally, it's going to. So, we'll see. But I think it has a lot of potential. I do.
Just check. By the way, Senior Nerd, I don't know if you got the link. I sent you the link. Senior Nerd wanted the link. It's sent, man. More than welcome to join us. Reggie is asking, what was my opinion of the Supergirl TV series? I loved the first 2 or 3 seasons, but man, did it fall off hard. I think the one where they lost me was the one where, and I don't remember what they called the organization she worked for, that military organization that Martian Manhunter ran, when he decided they weren't going to carry guns anymore. And I'm like, that's just stupid. They're a military group. What military group's going to say ban guns? Like, it just didn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. I thought the first couple seasons were terrific, but it crashed on me.
So you would say you prefer when it was on CBS versus the CW?
I even give them the first year on CW, like season 1 and 2. I don't know. One character that really bothered me on this show was James Olsen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Actually, 2 characters, James Olsen and Snapper Carr. Like in season 2 or 3, they brought in Snapper Carr, who was the replacement for Cat Grant. What's her name? Didn't want to be on the show anymore because they moved from Los Angeles to Vancouver to shoot it. Harrison Ford's wife. What's her name? Callista Flockhart.
Mm-hmm.
And they replaced her temporarily with Snapper Carr. Now, Snapper Carr, character from the Justice League comics, and he was the beatnik kid who was always snapping his fingers. But they made him like this like grizzled old newspaper editor. And it always made me ask the question, how much can you change a character before they just aren't that character anymore. Like, I mean, you can make alterations to a character, but have that little thing, that little spark, that little thing that connects them to the original character. So you're like, okay, this is a different take, but there's enough of the spirit of that character there that you could tell it's a new take on that character. But when does that stop? And does it just turn into this is a different character altogether? And I felt that's what they did with both James Olsen and Snapper Carr. And with James Olsen, everybody wants to jump on the race because I always say there was nothing about that character that resembled Jimmy Olsen. And when I say resembled, people go very surface level and they're like, oh, because he's black. And I'm like, it's not what I mean when I say resemble. I mean, racially, he was different. Yes. Okay. But personality wise, he was different. He was like less dorky and more like more of a cool guy. He was a lady. Now they made him a ladies' man in the new movie too. But he was kind of more of a ladies' man. All the girls thought he was attractive. He went by James. He didn't go by Jimmy. And I'm like, I don't see a single personality trait in the character that feels like Jimmy Olsen. He doesn't even want to be called Jimmy Olsen. I'm like, what makes this guy Jimmy Olsen except for the fact that you're telling me he is? Like he didn't feel in any way like Jimmy Olsen to me. And same thing with Snapper Carr. I'm like, you took this character who was a beatnik, like who would a teenager would snap his fingers a lot, and you turned him into a grizzled newspaper man.
Mm-hmm.
There's no connection between the two. And if you're just going by name recognition, if you're just like, well, we're going to throw out a name that the people know, does the average person even know who Snapper Carr is? I don't even think you're getting name recognition from that character.
I certainly don't know who Snapper Carr is.
Exactly. That's my point. It's like, what did you gain there? Because it's not like the audience was just like, well, that's a name I know, because it really isn't. he's a rather obscure character. So I don't know. Those were kind of my issues with the TV show.
No, I get you. I never watched the show, so I really don't have much to say about it. I liked Melissa Benoist, though. I think she was a good ambassador for the character. She did like a good job really representing the character and just the fandom for a while. So
yeah, they did do a great musical episode with the Flash, where they took on the Music Meister, and they because they were both from Glee, so they both like have a background in singing, and it was a great episode, the musical episode. So.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you too, since you're here, and I figured just to kind of get your thoughts on this. Do you have any thoughts on the cancellation of the Late Show? That CBS has announced that in May the show's going away forever.
Whoa, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert?
Yeah, CBS announced tonight that after May 2026, the show will no longer be on the air. It's not coming back.
Wow, I know this is the first I've heard that.
Yeah, Colbert made the announcement tonight that he was just told tonight that the show's ending in May.
Now, is this a case of Colbert decided to leave the show, and rather than replace him,
no, CBS is saying that they're canceling the show and getting rid of it due to quote-unquote financial reasons.
Wow.
That's their reason for it.
Wow, that's...
Which doesn't make a lick of sense to me because it's the highest rated of the late night shows, but...
It is?
I could have sworn that it was.
I thought Jimmy Fallon was the highest rated. Which, and by the way, I don't like Jimmy Fallon that much, but I thought he was the highest rated.
Yeah.
The only one I really like is Jimmy Kimmel. I do like him.
Yeah. I kind of have a conspiracy as to what's going on, but I don't know.
Can you say it, or?
Yeah, I think Paramount is doing that whole merger with the Skydance right now, so they're looking for government approval. And Colbert is very vocal about certain political topics. In fact, just recently there was a whole segment about some stuff. I just have a feeling that it might have been they wanted to end the show kind of like just to get the approval of
yeah,
merger.
That's you could be onto something there. I don't like a lot of what's going on with this merger because, and I invited him to be here. I didn't get a response. I invited Degrassi to be here, but Degrassi told me the new Star Trek series, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, is basically already dead. I mean, they've finished shooting season 1. It hasn't aired yet. Haven't even seen season 1. They've already been greenlight for season 2. They are going to shoot a season 2. But he heard that no matter how the show does, it could be a smash hit. It's already dead because they don't want to put any new Star Trek shows into production until this merger happens. Which is just that's why they gave the green light to season 5 of Strange New Worlds already and announced it's the final season. They're trying to wrap everything up before the merger. I don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't know either. It's a little bit scary.
No. Everybody's like, we keep hearing these conspiracy theorists that are like, oh, well, Warner Brothers is going to sell. Warner Brothers is going to sell. Warner Brothers seems like they're in the best shape right now, quite frankly.
In a weird way, yeah. But that's mostly because, they trimmed so much of the fat. They did a lot of...
I hate the guy. I don't like David Zaslav one bit. I don't like him at all. But I got to give credit where credit's due. He's a good businessman. Like, he's the death knell to the creative side. Like his intense hatred of animation and this callously let's write off art for tax write-offs. From the creative side, he's a nightmare. But from the business side, he is getting it done. So I loathe giving him credit, but I mean, he is. So I don't know. I don't like hearing that. That's sad news. It's the end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, I hear people don't really watch late night TV anymore, though. Like, I hear it's basically just creating content for YouTube now, basically.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't really dived into the ratings myself, but it does kind of feel like this is the beginning of the end for network television, which is a little bit scary because it does employ so many people. I don't know. Things are getting spooky a little bit. Things are getting a little spooky out there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, though, because the streaming model hasn't really been working out for them either. I keep thinking
I don't know either.
I keep thinking like they're probably better off working together. Like a lot of these like sitcoms or something, they'll air on television on the network and then they'll be on the streaming platform the next day. Like maybe that works better.
Maybe. But if I were Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, I'd be sweating bullets right now because it's like if CBS can do it, then
true. I can't imagine canceling the Tonight Show though. Like the Tonight Show is such an institution that as much as I loved David Letterman and I like Jimmy Kimmel, they are kind of the also rans. Like they came in late to the game. It was, it's always the Tonight Show. But I don't know. I guess anything can happen. Now that you mention it, I guess the writing was on the wall because the Late Show, when James Corden left, the Late Show, CBS wasn't like, oh, we're going to replace him. They were like, just dump that. And then they created After Midnight, the game show. Oh, look at this. Dave Sundstrom's here. Good to see you, Dave. Dave, would you like to join us? I will send you the link. And Dave's got the same thoughts you do, RJ. Colbert Show was canned because CBS Paramount caved to the current administration. See deal with Skydance. That's exactly what
That's what I
RJ
think
said.
it is. I think a lot of it is them trying to kind of give in to what the administration would like just to get the merger approved, just to get that deal approved.
That's
Got
disappointing.
to go through the government regulations.
That's really disappointing. Dave, if you would like to join us, I'd love to have you. Just tell me where to send the link, and I will send the link. And Lisa's here, by the way. Just got out of an 80s tribute show at a Providence Performing Arts Center and got dragged to a bar. Oh, so she can't hear us right now. I cannot go to a bar because of the medication I'm on. Have fun, Lisa. And Dave is teaching tonight. Otherwise, I'd love to join. We got to do something soon, Dave. Got to do something soon. Anyone who's not subscribed to Dave Sundstrom, please do so. He is wonderful. Does a great channel where he talks about television, movies too, but primarily television from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And he is a pop culture historian. Wonderful channel. And very... One of the things I love about this guy is he's very what's the word? His channel's a kind channel. His channel's a kind channel. Let's put it that way. Not a lot of negativity there. Just love for the topics he's talking about, and everybody's welcome there. It's not like he just did a video about how some people were very, very rude on Reddit when he told Dave is like he's got that Fred Rogers vibe, and that's always a good thing. So all right, so yeah, anyway, back to Supergirl. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're less than a year away too, which is kind of crazy to think about. That I mean, it's still far away, but it's less than a year. So,
yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I do. I have any more topics? We got Supergirl, Superman. It's funny. Some corners of the internet are trying to really push the idea that Superman is failing. And it's not. it's doing exceedingly well. I mean, the thing we keep hearing is, well, it's not doing well in Europe. Well, Superman's never done great overseas, and we do have an administration that has currently made the rest of the world angry. So I don't think it's surprising, but that's not, I mean, like what's his name? Harsh Critics, Mr. Wallet's Closed. He was on there talking about how, well, it only made $6 million in China. Well, guess what? Man of Steel only made $6 million in China. So same man. It's like no change. What do you think, RJ? We were talking before you got here. What do you think about Judge Dredd, Taika Waititi's Judge Dredd?
I couldn't think of a worse person to do that property.
Really, I'm very excited.
I don't think it's a match at all. What I'm more concerned about too is they're looking at like, oh, we want this movie to be a launching pad for sequels and spin-offs and a whole cinematic universe. I'm just like, I don't think that's gonna go the way you think. I don't think that you can make a Judge Dredd cinematic universe. I don't think that's the kind of franchise that can support that.
Yeah, well, I think we've already learned that the public doesn't care about Judge Dredd. I mean, we've had 2 Judge Dredd movies, and they've both been major flops. So,
and
I don't know.
not for lack of quality either, because Dredd was fantastic. I mean, Dredd's a great movie.
Yeah, I like the Stallone movie too. I know a lot of the hardcore, Judge Dredd comic fans get upset that because they're like, oh, he took his helmet off. Yeah, but you know what? It's a pretty fun movie. It's a pretty fun movie. It may not be comics accurate, but it's a lot of fun. Did you see Superman had top box office day for the entire year on Wednesday? That I did not see, but I'll say I contributed to that because I went and saw it again last night. Last night was my third viewing. Oh, you know what? Okay, RJ. I know what you did last summer. 4. I know they're just titling it. I know what you did last summer, but it's not a remake. A couple people I saw thought it was a remake.
Oh yeah, the new
Uh,
movie. Yeah, it's a sequel, isn't
it's
it?
a sequel.
Yeah.
This is part 4. It's bringing back Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. as their original characters. And I may be seeing it on Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I'm going to try to get out and see it. But I just went back and rewatched the first 3 films. The original I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still know what you did last summer, and I'll always know what you did last summer. Have you seen all 3 of them, RJ?
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay. All right. The first one, that's a beloved 90s film. There are people who really
I know the first movie is like kind of like a cult classic.
Yeah. There are people that like it. I gotta say, I didn't care for it. I mean, it's not awful. And I saw it.
I know it's from the guy who wrote the Scream movies.
Yeah,
At least the first one was.
yeah, and I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Scream. First of all, it's based on a children's novel. It will not, not like young adults. It's written like for like a young adults novel by an author named Lois Duncan. I never read it, but it's kind of aimed towards grade school, early high school kids. And I know the author hated the movie because she didn't really write like a horror story. Hers was kind of like a little, juvenile thriller, and they turned it into a slasher film, and she despised it. Great having you here. Great having you here, Dave. Always great having you here. But next time, love if you could join us if you're free. And Reggie says, looking forward to it. I know what you did last summer, Tokyo Drift. I don't get it. But that first film, I gave it like 2 stars. Now, some people like it's a beloved classic to some people. I gave it like 2 stars, but I just watched the sequels today, both of them back to back. And oh man, they're dreadful. They're dreadful. I'm saying I don't love the first one. The first one
they only did one sequel, right?
Well, they did. They got the cast back for the first sequel. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer brings back Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. And it's got Jack Black in it as like a he's got like dreadlocks. He's like an islander selling weed to people. I mean, it's just and
Really?
I think it was like maybe 2 years before he really hit it big in High Fidelity. So it was like young Jack Black, but it's just so bad. And then they made a third one. The next one, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, was a direct-to-video film, and it's basically like a bunch of kids in another part. Like nobody comes back. It's a bunch of kids in another part of the country who like read about the incident, and they the spirit of the killer from the first 2 comes after that. I don't know. It was not good. But oddly enough, as bad as it was, I might say it's better than the second one because the second one was just so abysmal. But I wouldn't recommend either of them. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go see the new one, but I don't know why because I really haven't liked any of these films so far. I think there's also a TV show. I think like Amazon Prime turned it into a TV show a couple of years ago, but I didn't watch that. So I don't know. You think the Smurfs is going to do anything?
No. I'll just be honest. I mean, I'm not the target demographic for those movies, but even I looked at those trailers, and was like, oh, this is just dreadful. It's just, it's like,
See,
I'm just like, no.
I thought it looked funny. It's not the kind of thing I'm going to lose sleep if I miss, but I got some laughs, like sound
It,
effect. I thought sound effect Smurf was.
it looks like a streaming movie. It looks like the kind of movie that you would put on in the background on streaming. Does not look like a theatrical experience.
I don't know. I kind of want to see it, but I don't care that much either.
Yeah, I mean, like
It,
it's a movie you'll get around to. It's the kind of you're gonna rush out and go see.
well, that's the thing. If I were in a different state, I would rush out and see it. But it's like I'm not going out to see Megan either. You know, it's like it's so hard getting to the theater. So, but I don't know. I think they've misplaced the marketing because they're pushing Rihanna. They're like, oh, Rihanna is Smurfette. Rihanna is Smurfette.
I know it's so weird. Like that's like their main crux of the marketing, being like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
Rihanna's perfect."
No,
Like,
I know Rihanna has fans, but I think Rihanna was really like the hot thing over a decade ago. Like when that Umbrella song came out, like that's an old song now. Like I don't think she is that the superstar now that she was like 15 years ago.
she's
I
popular, but yeah, there was certainly a peak where it was just like the peak of like where her popularity.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, this is really your marketing push. It reminded me of when the Jetsons movie came out in 1990, and they were their big thing was Tiffany as the voice of Judy Jetson, but it was several years past Tiffany's prime. You know, like it was
But
like
that's what some animated movies would do, though. They'll do like that stunt casting where they'll get somebody who's relatively popular or someone who used to be popular. They'll be like, "Hey, we got this person to voice this character."
to me the more enticing thing about the Smurfs is they got Nick Offerman as the voice of like Papa Smurf's brother. Like I kind of think he might be more popular than Rihanna now at this moment. But they're not pushing him. You know, I don't know. Everybody seems to love Ron Swanson. So, James Borland says, "I have a question. Did Megan really need a sequel?" Well, nothing. No movie needs to be made. No movie ever needs to be made. Megan made no money. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I hear it's not very good. Except Perp. Perp said he liked it.
I never saw the first one, so
The first one was pretty good. I enjoyed the first one, and I wanted to see the second one. The only reason I haven't seen it yet is because of the arm, but hopefully I got a solicitation to review the Blu-ray when it comes out. So hopefully I'll get to do that. I never know till it arrives in the mail. Like they'll send me an email solicitation, but that doesn't mean I'm getting it. Until it arrives in the mail, I don't know.
yeah.
But I do have, you know what I do have coming tomorrow? And I haven't seen it yet. They're sending me Bloodline. Final Destination Bloodline. So I guess I'll be watching that over the weekend.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either. I think I've only seen like one or two of the Final Destination movies. I haven't watched a bunch of them. I think I've watched at least one of them, but
yeah, I saw the first one twice, and I hated it. It's the funniest thing. It's like I went and saw it and I hated it, and my friend says to me the next day, "I want to let's go see Final Destination." And I told him, I'm like, "Oh man, I saw it last night. It's terrible." And he got upset that I saw it without him. And he's like, "Well, now I don't have anyone to go with me." So he guilted me into going a second time. I didn't like the movie at all, but I'm like, I felt bad because he really wanted to see it. And I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. And we got out of it, and he goes, "That sucked." I'm like, yeah, that's what I told you. But I never saw any of the sequels then. So, and I hear he got better. Like, I know people. I think it's the second one. I think people really love the second one.
I think it's the third one that people really love, the one with the roller coaster.
Oh, I thought it was the log truck. I always like hear people talk about the log truck. Reggie says that's a quick turnaround.
The log truck off the roller coaster.
Actually, Reggie, I don't think that's a quick turnaround. I think it's been several months. Didn't that movie come out in like April? Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was May. I think it came out in May.
I'm looking it up now. Oh yeah, May 16th. So it's been a little over 2 months. So I mean, we're short of the 90 days that we used to have, but that's better than some of what we're seeing these days. It's definitely not the quickest turnaround, but it's quicker than it used to be. Yeah, I think we're at like 60 days. We're about, we were at 90, now we're at about 60. I don't know. It's better than what it was a couple of years ago when they were going day and date. Well, I've been going for about an hour, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. I can't play my end music because StreamYard sucks.
Just have to sing it.
All right, yeah, keep wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. Yeah, that's disappointing. I gotta find a replacement for StreamYard. I was looking at that like Evmux.
It's also what's it called? Restream, I think. It's pretty popular.
Restream. That's the one I think that Slabs Free Talk was using.
Yeah,
I was a guest on his channel.
I know a couple people who use it, and it's got most of the same functionality as StreamYard. So
yeah, it's here's the thing though. I would want because I was looking at that Evmux, and they didn't offer me a free trial. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't mind, I'd pay for this, but let me try it out first. Like, give me a week or two to like kind of like get a feel and see if this is what I want. It's like if it is, maybe I'll pay for it. But like StreamYard does that. StreamYard will give you a free trial, and the other ones I don't think do, which is a shame. I'd like to kind of test drive them before I commit. So I don't know. Maybe I have a commitment phobia. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, RJ.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Unfortunately, pretend there's some end credits, man, because I can't put them in here. So I'm just gonna hit the end button and that's it. But thanks for watching. And keep wearing those pajamas.
Yeah. See y'all later.